Computer. Greetings, everybody. This is Harmony speaking. I got permission to record a conversation that I'm going to have with a very close person to me. He's been around since the beginning. He's actually the very first person to ever contact me through YouTube about the Mandela effect. We've done a lot of work together, a lot of missions. He's part of my inner circle, the closest of all the human beings on the planet. I'd say, do you want your name's showing? They can see it. So,
I it doesn't matter to me.
yeah, so Brian is a very dear friend of mine, and he listened to some of my rants, and he seems a little fed up too, and want to talk about some things tonight that he normally doesn't talk about. So go ahead, Brian.
Uh, yeah. Where do I start? We were just talking earlier about the confusion that I'm seeing everywhere. It's all
It's almost like the AI is causing confusion. It's so bad. It's everybody's confused. It's like people can't
everybody.
hear. They can't hear correctly. It's like there's a distortion in their hearing, so they don't hear correctly. Like a little AI buzzing in their ear or something. I don't know. People can't seem to
Yeah,
read, so is there something wrong with their eyes? They can't read emails. It's like there's this total disconnect and mass confusion right now.
yeah. The AI was created by. Um, I was going to say their names because I don't even care. It's the Temple of Set and the Covens of Azazel. They took over everything long ago, including the Vatican. They twisted all the words of Jesus because he was the biggest threat to them. Um, just think about it. He comes around, he's starting to direct people inside themselves, which goes completely against the priestly class of that time. And he's saying, don't listen to these people. God is in you. He's in your heart. The kingdom of heaven is inside of you. They're trying to keep you pulled and focused outside, and he was a huge threat to them. So Rome killed him because Rome was the biggest, they like
They were the
ruled the
ones in
world.
power.
Yeah, they were the ones in power. So Rome kills him. His word doesn't die. So as a political move, they take over his whole religion, create the Bible, and then
Control it
control it. Yeah, and
because
now
they
they
can't stop it. It's spreading like wildfire. People are writing letters. People are preaching it. I mean, it's spreading like faster than the internet back then. It's
yeah,
like, what do you do? So they're like, well, let's control the story.
yeah, let's
How else do
completely
you?
take it
Yeah,
over
let's
and
let's take it
control it.
over, control the story. So now what's the first church? The Catholic Church, right? Per se.
Yeah, the
And you have this
Roman.
Pope, and you have to go to this man and confess your sins, and he says, say some Hail Marys.
Yeah, they tell you to do prayers that they wrote, and the reason they do that is because it becomes like a ritual where your heart is not behind it. You
Right.
know,
It's a ritual, ritualistic. It's
yeah,
logical.
you're just repeating something. The most powerful prayers are the ones that come from your heart. That's
Yeah.
why, like, when you get pushed to a point where you're like screaming at the sky from your heart, like, I need an answer, something, usually things change because that's what the real creator wants. Could you imagine if every time I talk to you, I just repeated the same thing that um, someone else wrote, but you're getting like billions of calls like that? You're not going to listen.
Oh,
But
well, no, it's true. Yeah.
not to say the prayers are not good. They're good, but they're not from your heart, and that was part of the deception. Same thing with the rituals. Um,
And that's why Luther, nailed his was it 500 points on the door of the church.
Yeah, they're literally making us do everything against what Jesus said. Jesus preached outside. He said, you don't need a building. You don't need to pay for this. The whole earth is God's earth. So what do? They make you go into a building. Jesus actually said, don't call anybody on earth your father because the real father's in heaven. Nobody should have that name here. So they have everybody call him father. But that's besides the point.
I,
They
I never thought of that before. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
they
it's a
go
little
against
ironic.
all of it. And Jesus said back in the day, there's actually, I forget the passage, he says he was standing right in front of the priestly class. This made them so angry. He said, these, listen to the words in, I guess it was the Torah then. Listen to the Torah, but don't listen to anything these people in robes tell you. Don't do what they tell you. He literally said that because he said all these people are wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
And they still are today. And that's
Mhm.
why Jesus was trying to tell you God is in you, it's in your heart. And
Mhm.
he said, everybody can be like me. That's why they tell you Jesus is something special and nobody can be like him because they don't want
Right.
anybody else to do what he did. And what he did was is he started focusing all of his prayers and energy inside of him, really connected to his heart. And this
Mhm.
raises your internal sun.
Right.
And when your internal sun starts to raise, which you literally see, that's when they can't hide in plain sight anymore. That's your connection.
Right.
Your connection's inside you. It's not outside of you. Now,
Absolutely.
it does have certain links to the outer sun, and that's why they're trying to block it. But
Mhm.
mainly, it's your inner sun. They literally have us terrified of light here, and they did it purposely. That's why they make everybody wear sunglasses and do all. You're turning your back on light, and then they trick you, and they have you still directing all your prayers and energy to the sun god Amun Ra. That's why you say Amen at the end of every prayer. That's why
Almond.
Israel is Israel. He's the Egyptian sun god, while at the same time making you talk trash on sun worshiping people. When in reality, any of the sun worship that you find in the Bible has to do with the internal sun, not the external sun.
Mhm.
And here's
Well,
another thing that's driving me nuts. I'm like listening to new music and stuff. They're talking about The Walking Dead. They're making fun of everybody. If you close your eyes and you see black, like literally you see black, you are The Walking Dead. You're in darkness and you have no idea. If you start raising your internal sun, literally when you close your eyes, you will not see black anymore. It becomes more like a movie screen. That's your connection. And that's when the darkness runs. um, Literally, when Jesus was saying to step out of the darkness and into the light, he's talking about your mental space. If you see black when you close your eyes, you're in a void, and
that's never
that's when
happened
they
to
can
me. Does
control
that
you.
happen to people? I don't know anybody that does that, but
Oh, it happened to me. That's why I'm able to
oh, it
say it
happened to
now.
you? Oh, wow. I never saw black ever.
Yeah, when
Mm.
I was younger, I used to close my eyes and just see black.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
Yeah, and then um, I started focusing inside and doing what these people actually tried to tell you to do, and it changed everything. And that's what raised
Oh,
me up. That's what allowed me to see them. And it's been a blessing and a curse because when you get up there, you're one of few, and that's when you start seeing, you know.
stuff.
Yeah, that's when you start getting let in on the secret. But it's the
Yeah.
bad side letting you in on the secret because they're the only ones up there, and that's where they're running everything.
Well, they're the first ones to run interference. As you begin to wake up, it kind of like sets off what's that flare on a boat you shoot up in the air. It's like
Yeah,
shoot up a flare.
alarms.
It's like okay, you're waking up, alarm. It's like setting off red flag. They come running. They're like, oh, we got one waking up here. Let's send in a team. Let's get them. And they make sure you run into them first. When you run
Yeah,
into them, then you got to break free from them and get above to the next reality realm.
yeah, you got to go through the layers. You know how
You
the
have to go through the
Egyptians?
layers, but the problem is everybody runs in that first layer and they get stuck. I did. I got stuck
Yeah,
there for a good 10 years, I'd say, probably.
yeah, and they
I got
try to
stuck there for a
convince you of
really long
everything.
time. That's why I know so much about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm starting to know. I know way more than they want me to know, and they tried to get me to
Yeah,
sign contracts. They tried to get me to join their side, and I just say no. That's another thing.
I think the New York is an interesting programming.
Oh my God, yeah, New York.
Yeah, so what's happening to Brian and I is, when you go to sleep at night, I talk about how you have your regular dreams where your subconscious mind's working out the stuff from the day. Yes, that does happen. But there's other dreams where your body leaves, so you have that silver cord and your spirit souls, astral projects. and it cruises around in real realities. But the thing is, the bad guys know that we do this, so they, as we do this, they come and grab us and take us to different places. They've been taking Brian and I to the same place. They've been picking us up and taking us to the future. Do you remember what year did I say it was? 20 is like 3,000 years from now.
Yeah, it was like,
Yeah, it was a weird year, like 2543 is a really weird year that I got.
yeah, they brought me
But
there too.
yeah, but it's in the future, and we're on these like ships flying through the air. And it's like a scene out of Blade, like instead of cars, everybody's flying around, and it's New York City, and the buildings are 5 times taller than they are today, and there's just buildings after buildings. And you can see the Statue of Liberty in the background. Is trip. We both saw the same thing independently, so that was quite the trip. And we're both going south to New Jersey, where they were taking us to jail.
Yeah, they've thrown me in jail numerous times. I was just in jail again the other night.
The other night, yeah. So they come, and this happens to other people. One time, we wake up in the hospital a lot. Like you're in the hospital, you're sick. I like to
Yeah,
play that one. And so one time I closed my eyes and I go, "Who's here that I know?" And I actually picked up on a person, and I went to the room and I saw them, and then I was there for a couple minutes, and I felt them coming because they knew I was there. So then I somehow wished her away, and I got her back to safety. And they come busting in the door the last second. She was gone. They're like, "Oh, what? She's not here. It's just him." Well, never mind. And they all left.
yeah.
Just weird
Everything.
stuff happens in our dreams. We get picked up and taken to different places. But what's odd is my team is all describing the same places that we're being taken to. So we're finding this huge commonality in our dreams. It's bizarre.
Yeah, and like that's why they say as above, so below, because when you enter up there, it directly affects down here. That's why they're throwing us in jail and trying to distract us
Hmm.
all night. And the funny thing is, they'll appear to you as like family members or people you recognize. But when you start breaking the trance and you start questioning
Yeah, the,
them,
the important thing is to ask to see their true face
yeah, and they do
because they're all
not want to do that.
shapeshifters when this happens. So the important thing is remember to demand to see their face. I demand that you show your true face.
You
And
always
when
should.
Yeah, you should always challenge everything in your dreams. Always ask to see their true face.
People will be shocked when they start challenging and
Oh, you can
seeing
challenge everything in your dreams. You can challenge them left and right. People don't know that. I spent probably 5 years running from them. I didn't need to run. I should just stopped and said, "Show me your face. I'm a child of God," and boom, and taking control of the situation. But at that moment in time, you're in a dream and you're a little lost.
with me now, they just pull out that stupid black reset box and
Oh, the
hit me in
reset
the head
button.
with it.
Oh yeah, the reset button. Yeah,
And it wakes me up here. Because every
yeah,
time I go up there now, I'm able to break the trance and I just give them a hard time. So then they hit the reset button, they'll throw me in jail, they'll make
yeah.
me they
My
put you through scenarios if you don't get through that layer.
My favorite dream, scenarios have been, I guess you call it lucid dreaming for the listeners that are listening. Call it lucid dreaming if you want. Is
Yeah.
when I wake up and I wake up in the dream and I know that it's, you call it lucid dreaming. You can start controlling the dream, but you're actually in another reality. And then these guys are actually real, and they're pissed off that you're awake in their reality, and they're like, they sit there and go back to sleep. Will you wake up? You're having a dream. Wake up! And they start yelling at me. I go, no, I'm not. I know that I'm here and this is real, and I'm just going to chill out and take a look around. And I just hang out, and they scream at me, and I don't care.
Yeah, they don't want you to know about that. They
They don't want you to know it's real. I remember one time I was having this dream, and there's this house, and I walked into it, and there's this tree, and it was a real tree, and I walked up to it, and I felt the leaf. I went, I know I'm in a dream. I'm lucid dreaming. I know this, and I'm feeling the leaf, but this leaf feels more real than reality to me. And then I heard these voices say, "Wake him up! He's knowing. We can't let him know. We stop him. We can't let him know." And all these voices are in the background. I'm like, "Well, fuck you guys. I'm gonna sit here and trip out on this leaf, and I'm gonna remember how real this is." And then they took me out of that situation. But the point is, these dreams are real. A lot of them.
Yeah, they are. And if you're somebody that wakes up and you never remember your dreams, it's because their programming's working on
Yeah.
you
Yeah, they
mostly.
erase your dreams.
They do it on purpose. And also, you don't even have to agree to this, Byron, but it just has to get out there. They pull people up there and they sit you in front of screens. I woke up in the middle of this.
Yeah.
They sit you in front of movie screens and they play movies. And
Well, there's a
then
good campaign that does it as well, though. So the Palladians, I think, might be doing that too.
Yeah, it's good and bad. The
It's
one
good
I
and
went to,
bad. It's
the
both.
one the one I went to was not good. And they're doing this and then they'll wipe it from your conscious mind before they put you back here. And really it's the program your unconscious mind, which is brilliant because then the next day when you wake up, something comes to your mind and you think it's your idea, but really you were sitting watching a screen the whole night when you were sleeping.
They're influencing the future.
Yeah, dude, there's so much going on and people have no idea. And then people are calling every single orb they see by the sun Planet X. Oh
Oh,
my
that's
God.
ridiculous. I'm getting tired of that.
It's
Everything,
not
everything.
them.
How many Planet X's can you have? Come on.
Because I know what it really is. And
Well, it's orbs. We all know that. They're gigantic
yeah.
ships. They're ships,
Well, first of all,
and they're in a higher dimensional frequency, and we
people
just
have
see them
this,
bleed through a little bit.
yeah. People have this idea that the sun's a nuclear furnace in the sky.
Well,
What
it's
I want to
not.
know is,
People
they,
listening to my channel know that by now. I hope.
yeah, but you got to think of it this way. They all talk about these light particles coming at Earth and all this stuff. What's creating the particles? Do they create out of thin air? Absolute, like, it's magic. There's something magic in the middle of the sun that's creating all these light particles. What's feeding the sun? That's the question. What's
It's a black hole.
feeding it?
It's a dimensional
Well,
portal.
yeah, but what's really inside of it?
Nothingness, really.
I know what's inside of it.
What?
Beings.
Oh,
They call
yeah.
them
There's some beings in there. Sure. Yeah.
they call
What?
themselves the Covenant of the Sun. They are the
Uh,
Coven ants.
but
And
they're
what they
like at the
do
sixth.
is,
They're at the sixth dimension, though. They're not above the sixth.
yeah, but this goes into religion because what they do is there's a bunch inside, and if you really zoom in on like Soho images and stuff and look at it with different eyes, you'll see faces and stuff in there. They're light beings, and they create these energy balls inside of it, and they pass them out to more beings on the outside, and the outside beings take them and do whatever with them. That's where you get the whole thing of handing communion. It's these things. They're handing energy circles out of the sun to the ones on the outside, which are clear unless you have higher dimensional vision. And these beings take the orbs and they pass them around. That's why people are seeing tons of orbs in the sky.
And they pass them around primarily above us or in the atmosphere.
Oh my God, 100%. You could see them in the
So,
clouds
so
and
just
stuff.
so listeners understand, so they create energy from the sun. There's these beings, and these orbs go out, and the orbs go out all over the atmosphere of this place. And then there's these little energy orb things floating everywhere.
And look, these things are made out of energy and light, so they can make themselves massive or they can make themselves small. We have this idea of one size, but they are
Well,
made
it's
out of
six.
energy.
It's six dimensional, is what it is. It's a six dimension.
Yeah, every one of those orbs you see in the sky, there's something holding it.
Well, geez, now yeah. In essence, that's true.
I'm just, no, I'm laying out there what I know. There is a being holding every orb you see in the sky. In fact, there's actually a being holding the sun, which is why they hand out that Golden Man award at that one movie thing. It's a golden man holding something. That's the sun, is the sun god.
Oh, the Oscar, whatever, the Golden Globe Award. You mean thing? Hollywood thing?
Yeah, I think it's the Oscar.
Oh, some Hollywood thing with yeah, he has the wings and the globe in his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
that
he's
thing.
really holding is one of those energy orbs
Isn't
because
that
they
an
know what
Oscar?
these
I
things are.
forget, but
It might be.
I know what you mean because
And
they
they're
know.
the covenant of the sun, the coven ants. And if you want to really know what's in Antarctica, it's the coven ants.
Hmm.
It's all hidden in plain sight.
Well,